This week we're coming at you in 3D, or at least franchise is. We're going to cover Jerry Jones firing Wade Phillips. Of course, we got to cover that. Vic beats the Colts. I got a red flag for Tom Cable. We're going to talk about some fantasy players from high stats from last week. And we actually have some fan questions. Thank you. So let's kick things off. Jerry Jones comes out and fires Wade Phillips halfway through the season.
Finally.
The pressure was on Jerry Jones to fire.
Yeah.
The pressure was on Jerry Jones to get some wins. And here's the thing. What he saw was his players were kind of playing nonchalant. There was no... When you've got one win on the season and you're Dallas Cowboys, you have to come out with some thunder.
They quit on Wade Phillips too. They weren't trying to win. They pretty much threw the hat in.
They quit on themselves because a lot of times the rhetoric is, well, players have to play. The coaches really don't get the players hyped for the game. That they're all professionals and they get paid. The coach is the boss. I'm sorry. The boss is responsible for what those players are doing. If he isn't getting them prepared, whether it be with the lack of discipline or whatever it might be, ultimately Wade Phillips and Jerry Jones are responsible for that team. And Jerry Jones, I feel like, did his job.
Yeah.
In replacing him with an interim coach.
Mm-hmm. Which I don't understand when is Jerry Jones going to learn that he's the problem in Dallas, not the head coach?
Yeah, exactly. Everybody's been fussing about Jason Garrett too, saying the offense has been so bad that they're wanting Jason Garrett fired too. Then Jerry Jones puts him as interim
Well, here's my
coach.
thing.
So
Jones as a GM, he's collected some talent.
Oh yeah,
they put up some stats. You can't argue with that. But and I agree with Jason Garrett being interim because he's saying, okay, show me some discipline. And I think this firing was a sign to not just Garrett, but to the players. It's time to put up or shut up.
Yeah.
He said in the press conference, we might be 1-7, but I'm going to need to see some extraordinary effort. I'm going to need to see somebody playing some ball.
Yeah.
So
he also said that he wasn't quitting on the season, but I think, firing your head coach in the middle of the season, you're pretty much throwing in the towel.
They're not going anywhere. The Giants are one of the best teams in the league right now. Mm-hmm. And I think their playoff hopes are shot, definitely. So I think this change is the best way to turn things around for the Cowboys for next season.
I say Jason Garrett is just renting this job out until I say he's the one up getting fired too at the end of the year.
He comes out and gets a big name
coach.
He'll go back to being an offensive coordinator.
Exactly.
He has turned down some other big coaching gigs.
Or if they come back and finish 9-7. He'll keep it.
Yeah,
I don't see him going 9-7. I don't see that happening.
And Vic is back, big time.
My
baby
daddy. That's my boy.
Phillies 26 over Indianapolis 24. They jumped out in the first quarter at 13 points, and Vic went off. He had a passing touchdown, a running touchdown, 74 yards rushing.
Unstoppable.
Yeah. He's the man. That's all you can say. I mean.
And he's getting out of bounds. If he doesn't get hurt, they're going to be a tough team, even for the Giants to beat.
He can't play timid though. He can't play timid. He's got to go out and do what Vic does.
He's never played timid. That's his problem. He just got to learn, get all you can, get out of bounds, or get down.
Yeah. And my red flag, Tom Cable. Come on. I mean, you ran out of challenges and you won a few challenges within 2 minutes of the first quarter. And in the fourth quarter, with no challenges, you can't challenge a reception call that was kind of questionable. I think it was a catch, but you can't challenge. You can't help your team because you want to argue every call, even when you run out of red flags. So thank you, Jason Campbell, who I said was a good quarterback, who I said with the backing and confidence that he's got in Oakland will show up. Brought the team back to tie the game. In overtime, won that game.
Jason Campbell.
You can't just say Campbell did it because that get the receiver, whatever the name is, saved.
And the defense, the Oakland defense. I mean, come on, that was a great game.
Like we were saying, we can't figure out the name of the Oakland receiver. If y'all know it, hit us up. Send it to the show.
But tell us where we're wrong. And that like I said, Campbell picked up. Cable. That was a great game to watch after Cable ran out of red flags because I was changing the channel. I got tired of sitting there.
And where is Oakland going with this? Are they at the top of the standings?
Oakland's 5-4 behind KC. That's 5-3. So Kansas City's playing some tough ball, and Castle's playing. They got Jones and Charles at running back.
And with Oakland, I said beginning of the year, our first show, I said they can possibly finish second in that division. Look what they're doing right now. They can possibly win it.
Yep.
But I don't think a wild card berth is there. You got 4 teams at 6-2 in that division, and the Tennessee at 5-3 who's picking things up.
Yeah.
And so is San Diego picking things up.
So
they're going to have to win that division to get in, but San Diego getting hot.
Yeah.
That takes us down to our fantasy leaders of the week. Our rushing leader, who I had on the bench, Peyton Hillis in Cleveland, put up monster numbers against New England. 184 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Man genius.
He's a genius again.
I'm telling you, man, he's got him playing tough, confident. I mean, they ran a trick play at the end of that game just to get an extra touchdown.
Yeah.
It was sort of the linemen were standing up or something was going on, and your man genius got a book.
You talking about Oakland for receiving? I don't know if it was Jacoby Ford that made that catch or not, but he led.
That sounds right.
He led the receivers for 6
right.
receptions and 148 yards. And guess who led passers last week? Y'all want to take a guess?
I'll take a guess.
Oh, go ahead.
Last week,
Old Man River, probably.
Old Man River, Brett Favre.
he led the
36 for 47, 446 yards.
And career high
passing.
46 yards.
And he's almost that old. But
and
he got 2 touchdowns in.
and the comeback win.
Yeah. That we're gonna look over our questions now. We got a couple of questions. The first one is when will Buffalo get its first win? And Buffalo has been playing well, and I think they might get their first wins when we make the Buffalo Dogs again.
Another record.
I hope we make it. Well, let's make it this weekend. I hope they win.
This week they've got the Lions, and they're actually favored by 3. Buffalo at home, which Detroit's playing well, so
Detroit is playing real well.
I know the record don't show it, but Buffalo beat Chicago. That's all I'm saying. That was their first win. The record don't show it.
If you're going to give me the Lions with 3, I'm going to have to take that.
Yeah, I got to take that too.
They've got the Bungles, who played good against Pittsburgh. Don't ask me.
That's going to be their first win right there.
Yeah.
Are they at home?
I don't know. That's in week 11. I didn't check that.
Okay.
But which brings up Terrell Owens was number 2 in the receivers this year. Number 3.
Awesome.
I'm sorry. With 10 receptions, 141 yards, and 2 touchdowns, while Ocho Stinko had 1 reception for 15 yards. Mm-hmm. My over and under was in week 5 before those two blow up against each other, one or the other, depending on who was getting the attention.
Stinko went off on Palmer though.
Yeah,
you can see in T.O. he was feeling bad. He was wanting him and Ocho have become good friends, but T.O. was awesome last night. There was no way you couldn't throw.
His mind ain't in the game.
Yeah,
he ain't getting open. He getting hit.
Yeah.
Look, every time he get hit, like he get broke.
T.O. was awesome last night.
Yeah, like I said, you can't single coverage T.O. I don't care how old he's getting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then trying to do
maybe 85's opening things up. Let's just say that. So they stay nice and calm.
Then you get your 81 jerseys out.
And the next question is kind of a 2-parter. They want to know our take on Colt McCoy from Cleveland, rookie quarterback, and is he the future of the Browns?
Yes.
Right now, I think he is.
Yeah. Yes. No
You
question.
can't retreat to anybody else.
I think he's a future with the Browns, but I think they're focusing on Hillis and
it's funny about with the future. They thought Brady Quinn was their future. You want to talk about that trade?
Yeah. Hillis came over on the trade to the Broncos for Quinn, and now.
And 2 draft picks.
And 2 draft picks.
Look what Hillis did. That's right now. Brady Quinn isn't the. He's got the future right now because he's got an impeccable ass groove on the bench right now. That's what he got.
Third stringer.
They don't even play his commercial no more. Now I'm ready.
That was a waste of money.
Now you're not ready.
Now you're not ready.
He's over there picking. He's over there picking splinters out.
To compare Quinn to McCoy, McCoy's got an 84 passer rating in 3 games compared to Quinn's 67. That was his best, year. Was there 52% completion for Quinn? McCoy's 67%. I just think that as long as he can run that offense clean and if he can hand the ball off, he's got a starting position.
Yeah,
so
he reminds me of a young Steve Young too.
Yeah,
he's got he can run a little bit and he can pass.
Big games coming up this week. Baltimore and Atlanta on Thursday night. Ooh. Get your picks in. Get your fantasy team set. Atlanta's losing 1 in that game. We got Tennessee and Miami. Detroit and Buffalo we talked about, and Phillies and Washington Monday night. That's a good game. I'm the commish, and I've been wrong before.
I'm Swamizi, and I've been wrong before.
And I'm the franchise.
Still wrong.
Send us your questions at Send us your questions at showquestions@I'veBeenWrongBefore.com. Talk to you later.
3D.